came up after and said, oh, I love that was so cool that you did that. But that was really fun. And I love when I was also in, Aini directed our camp, but then she also directed A Midsummer Night's Dream, which was amazing to be in, because it was Shakespeare, and it was the first time that Shakespeare had ever been put on by the Little Theatre, and it was a big thing to do Shakespeare, and there's a lot of care, and Aini and John McDougall, Aini had taken on John because she was not well, and of course, as many of you know, she made it through 2 months of rehearsals, and then a month later, after she quit rehearsals because she just couldn't do it anymore, she died of cancer, and it was so amazing to be part of this group, because I feel like we all just took everything that Aini had told us in the first 2 months. When she had been there, we just took it all, and we made sure that we did exactly as Aini had wanted, and so we put on. It was probably one of the most memorable things, just to have,
It was a stunning production.
It was beautiful, it was a beautiful, and I got to go, I told her how much I wanted to do sets, and she took me on and let me do sets, and it was the first time I'd done sets all by myself, well, except I was working with Peter, and it was so great. I loved doing the sets. It was really, so it was a big, huge thing for me in a lot of ways. But yeah, especially just being able, just the whole group, just being so careful and so loving in the way that we brought Aini's ideas forward, and we're able to, of course, with John's help, put it together, put the show together, even though she was gone.
And if I may interrupt, Doug Bolter, I believe, was very helpful in coalescing a lot of our feelings and putting them in the program for that production.
Thanks, Mike.
And that was very sort of healing for all of us, I think.
Yes, yeah, it was pretty. It was a major thing. That was a big thing to go through. So now where do I go from here? I'll look at my notes. Talk amongst yourselves.
Feel free to do the sets this fall.
These hecklers there. Okay. Oh yeah. So there's another play. It was The Importance of Being Earnest. And Sarah, you touched on this last year too, but I have to mention it because it was one of my favorite things. And it's when things go amiss that seem to be the most memorable to me. But when we were in The Importance of Being Earnest, Aini, who was so like always in, for the second act of Ernest, she played Lady Brackenbury. She was always prepared and sitting in her chair behind the curtain, waiting and preparing, and with her eyes closed, and just always there. So when I came out, I played the maid, and it was I opened the scene. She was always there, always, for every rehearsal and for every production. Until one night when, oh my goodness, Aini's not sitting there, and the curtain's and I'm about to start, and where is Lady Brackenbury? And I knew something must be amiss, so I ran off and I got Patty, and Patty's something going on, I don't know, maybe Aini's not well or something, and he went running off, and it started. It started without Aini, because it was underway. There was nothing that could be done. So the scene had started, and there are these 4 young people, Cyril included, and Jordan Crivalero, and Amelia Redmond, and Adrian Archer, wait, help me. Murray, right. Anne and Jeffrey's son. And the four of them had to carry this scene for 10 minutes. Because Ivy was all the way upstairs in the old dressing room in the old high school, in the sewing room, and she had no idea that the play, she hadn't gotten the memo that the second act was starting, and it was just like, it was startling actually that she wasn't there, because she's really on top of things. So yeah, she was totally well. She had just not realized that things had gotten underway, and so it took a while for her to be brought down, and because it was such a long circuitous route through the high school. But when she did get there, after she got, or before she got there, there were, like close to 10 minutes of action on stage that was entirely improvised. and I was at the Maid, so I would go out periodically and say things like, Lady Brackenbury has been delayed. And then I'd say, I think I went out twice or three times, Lady Brackenbury will be here shortly. She's almost here. I think she's arriving. So it was just so cool to hear them, and they were getting such big laughs, and nobody knew that they were ad-libbing, that none of that was known to the audience, except for maybe the director. Who was sitting there enjoying it all. But it was, so I think those are the times that stand out in some ways, are the ones that there was something that was a little bit, had gone off the rails. And so apart from all that, I just have to say, I love being part of this. The Little Theatre is so wonderful, I think, because of the involvement of so many different age groups and so many different kinds of people. I just feel very lucky to be part of this group. Yes,
Before you leave, Martina, could you give us a real clap?
I knew this was coming. Okay, let me see if it's still in there.